So we've got Matt Zena with us today, who is not only an acting coach but a football coach as well. And we're going to give him a chance to introduce himself in a sec. But he's doing something quite unique with his football team and players in terms of fundraising. So that's what we're going to have a chat about. So thank you for taking the time to join us, Matt. And I'll throw it over to you to introduce yourself.
No, thank you, Emma. It's a strange thing, but I am an acting coach, which puts me in quite a strange position because obviously I understand about things like content creation, how actors are kind of starting to transition over into a very different line of work, and we'll come on to that in a bit. But I also have the toughest job in the world, which is being a dad, as I'm sure a lot of your clients and people who kind of follow Lacey's and kind of follow your journey can understand. And then when you're an absolute kind of mad person, then you decide that you're going to also look after 10 other boys as well and look after their emotional well-being and coach football. And I coach Baildon Dynamo's Sky FC, which are, by the way, they're a fantastic football team, wonderful boys, very good footballers, which is incredibly good. And they just love it and enjoy it, which is obviously the most important thing, which we've always got to remember. But yeah, kind of I run Matt Zena Acting, which is kind of an international acting coaching organisation. And I'm a dad, and I run Baildon Dynamo's Sky FC along with somebody called another chap called Dale Porter.
So you don't have much free time then, by the sounds of things.
I try to have, and I'm married as well, and so yeah, it's a fun life. But then again, look, this is what I tell the boys. When you genuinely are passionate about what you do, and I think I get this vibe from you, Emma. When you genuinely have a passion for what you do, you never really work a day in your life, do you, Emma?
Absolutely. It's such a cliche, and I almost feel like when you say it, so you're like, I've said it, but it's true. It's absolutely true. So I completely.
Sometimes cliches are true, and the reason why they're said repeatedly is because they are absolutely true.
Yeah. So you reached out to us recently, and you told us about something that you were doing with you did with the boys, and it was helping fundraising. So we are approached probably, I would actually say daily. That's not an over exaggeration of people wanting us to sponsor kits, donate money for causes. So we know how difficult it is for grassroots clubs to get fundraising. And it's a shame with kits because we're always asked, and they are crazily expensive. And for us as a brand, if we sponsored one or two teams, that would probably be like £1,000. And £1,000 actually would go a very, very long way to helping numerous teams if it was to donate raffle prizes or donate some training equipment, that type of thing. So we always kind of do blanket, no, we don't sponsor kits. And I hate it. We get asked frequently, and I know the pain points for clubs, but you've done something, you're kind of like thinking outside the box really, and kind of putting two of your talents together with your talented boys. So yeah, let us you say what you were doing.
Well, the first thing is, Emma, okay, so this is something I actually teach actors, and it's a mindset principle. So the worst thing I think that you can do in life, and this is going to, I don't know how this is going to resonate, but I call it being an ask hole, right? That made you smile, but I call it being an asshole, and actors can be really quite kind of particularly bad at this. So I teach my actors in a certain way, but I also think that this is a principle that I'd love to teach young people as well. Look, when you reach out to somebody, don't be an asshole. You should always come, I think, from the principle of what can I do for you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so something like this initiative comes from my genuine mindset around how I coach my actors, how I'd like to think that my own son is going to develop as he gets older, and how I think that people should act and operate. Because I'm an entrepreneur. I'm in a very similar position to you, where people do ask me things as well. Mm-hmm. Now, what is being an asshole? It's basically just literally reaching out to somebody cold and just expecting them to do something for you without anything in return. Now, actually, what I teach my actors to do, and what effectively I'm showing or or because when you're in a position of like a coach or something like that, you're in this elevated position where you're constantly being watched, and you're constantly trying to make sure that you are, showing the boys a really good way to act and operate. Your role model
Yeah.
effectively. So, when I deal with somebody like yourself, Emma, who's very successful and you've got fantastic business, um, is I've I would never just reach out like that. I will always think first and approach first based on what I can do for you.
Hmm.
Okay. Now, I would have never come to you cold, but the mindset is, look, we have a lot to offer. Okay, so this is what we've got to offer. There's myself, who's a content creator. I reach, I think, nearly 200,000 people a month anyway through my own social media work, content creation. And then if you took that across, TikTok and all sorts of others, it'd be much, much more than that. It's hard to kind of understand across all the platforms. But I've got that. The boys are particularly. I mean, they've been in there's 8 divisions, and they've been in the top division. A lot of them play for professional academies and things like that. So they're very, very skillful, very good players. That kind of, I suppose, from a business side of things, I think all business and marketing is always about aspiration sometimes. So if you've got kind of really skillful boys, other kids will want to also emulate that, and therefore it's a fantastic proposition for you to have skillful boys kind of showing what they can do, and you know what, they're just a really positive. For me, I think they really represent what the perfect kind of group of young footballers is. They're very skillful. They don't come across with any attitude along with that, because they're just happy to be there, very friendly, very positive, and I think that they are role models in themselves.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
I think that they have so much going for them. And then with the content creation side of things, being able to kind of create content and actually help you, rather than just that, stops us from being what we call. I know it's a horrible thing to say, but being an ass call, basically just saying like, look, what can you do for us? No, we came from it from the position of, look, we've actually got a lot to offer, and like, I'd love to do this for you. We really respect your brand. We really love what you do. I remember being, when my son was no age getting his first pair of laces, and when you've got that, when you've already got that kind of brand equity, where you love a brand anyway, and it's let's face it, it's a genius proposition, you know, from the ages of, well, I think he got his first football boots at the age of 3. Somehow we managed to get them, and tying up laces is not the most fun thing in the world for parents or coaches to have to do all the time, but yeah, it was easy for us to come and just say, look, can we do this for you? And I just think that actually, maybe, this is maybe the start of something. And it's good that we've kind of partnered on this. And it's lovely that you've recognized it as being quite a good initiative. And
Mm.
I think that if we can roll this out and be really successful with it, it maybe will show other teams and other coaches, and, that maybe there's a different way to go about this. And
Yeah.
actually, with we can, which is what we should be doing, is teaching the boys different ways to act, operate. And let's face it, some of them are going to go on and be entrepreneurs like me and you, Emma.
Literally, that was just the word that was in my mind. There's a few sort of thoughts that I had whilst you were speaking then. And one is, clearly, as a coach, you're saying they're a great group of boys and they're enjoying it and they're showing all the right attributes on the pitch. But that comes with having a great role model in terms of the coaches. We've seen the coaches that are very shouty, and that kind of raises emotions, and then in turn the players behave like that. But also the other thing that did like trigger my mind then, the point was like that it's entrepreneurism. So you're showing the boys, this is what you do, this is the fun that you have, and actually we're now creating some content whilst we're having that fun, which in terms is we're getting something back for it. So it's just sparking that kind of those thought processes that maybe they just wouldn't have otherwise. So you
Absolutely.
created some videos for us, I think it was last year sometime,
Yeah,
and in turn that raised money. Was that for a tournament, am I right in thinking?
that's right. So we had a run of tournaments. I think there were about 3, or there was a run of 2 tournaments that we put in for initially. And they can get quite expensive. I mean, to enter the tournaments, we're talking 60, 70, 80 quid. And then, once you start getting into that kind of summer season, there's tournaments nearly every week. So
Yeah.
we're playing for 2 tournaments, one in a place called Silsden, one in a place called Ilkley. And do you know what? It was just so good to say, like, look, these are the tournaments. And by the way, this is not just going to be a handout, boys. You're going to earn this. And to get them down on a I think it was a Saturday morning, to get them down to these beautiful pictures and kind of go, right, this is the content that we're going to create. Now, it was exciting for the boys. They were literally kind of like, right, oh, brilliant. So this storyline, we're going to do this. And it's filming. It's so easy to film. The cameras are amazing now on the iPhones and
Yeah.
things. And luckily I can edit, which is quite good, through CapCut bits and bats and do voiceovers. That's fine. That's the kind of extra bit of skill. That's okay. But they just loved it. And then when they went up on the kind of Lacey's site and they were so excited, the boys were so excited to see it and everything else. And then what it taught them as well, Emma, is like, people go on to young kids and kind of say, like, look, one day you'll have to get a job.
Mm.
And when you get that job, it's going to be hard work and graft to earn money. Now, I've never believed that, by the way, because just like you, I'm an entrepreneur and I do what I love. So actually, I don't think we should teach our children that they have to do hard work. Not hard work. They have to work hard. Sorry, that's the wrong thing to say. But they have to do something they're not passionate about or that they enjoy. I think that too many young kids are taught that one day they're going to have to do something that they don't enjoy for money. That's just not true. I don't believe that. And I think, if anything, we taught them that morning that they had to earn this money to play these tournaments. Here we are. We turn up. We do something really, really fun. It's exciting. You're working hard. They were working hard, playing, doing all these things. And then they saw the benefits of it. We got the money through. They really enjoyed sharing and watching all the videos, which was brilliant. And then I think as well, it gave them the extra impetus. It empowered them. And would you believe it? They went and won both tournaments.
Amazing.
Without, get this, I've never even mentioned this, without conceding a single goal.
Well, that's fantastic. That's fantastic. Yeah.
And I think that empowerment as well. I think there was just a little bit of growing up in, it was probably just a really kind of marginal gains thing, but I just saw them walking tall because they'd literally been given this opportunity to go and work, do something they enjoy, earn their own money for their own club, and spend that money on the tournaments. They're walking tall, and I think just a little bit, and it's all marginal gains, but I think that may have gone somewhere towards that, Emma.
Yeah, I would agree with you. I think there's less entitlement that, well, it's our football season's over and it's the summer and we do tournaments, like we just do. And it kind of, there's an element, because maybe some children actually don't realise that not only do you pay your subs and all the other expenses that go with, doing your sport, but then tournaments come. And I mean, fond memories of tournaments, to be honest. It was where you'd have your tent up and there was always a lovely picnic, and obviously the famous ice cream van as well, where, I've never known children eat to have so much sugar and they go on a pitch and then come back off and, but like really, really fond memories from a parent spectator perspective. The weather was usually quite nice as well. So kind of like your reward is your reward after doing your season in the wind and the rain. So I think it's really, really fantastic what you're doing. And just for us having this conversation now, and that we can tell other coaches, parents, just to let them kind of think outside the box a little bit of how they can incorporate what they've already got, which is a community, and as a collective be able to raise money rather than just have to reach out to local businesses to, like you say, ask for that handout. This is a fantastic initiative. So, and you're working back with us again now. So the boys, have they got some ideas? Are they happy?
We have, yeah, we've already got some ideas, and thank you so much. We got some bands through, and we got some of the new product, which I'm looking forward to getting in.
Defiance Fresh for those smelly football boots. So
Yeah,
yeah,
so we're looking forward to making some content around that. I think that'll be a bit more because obviously I like to take them out of the comfort zone. So their comfort zone was probably what we did last season. You know,
yeah.
lots of football and putting on laces but I think, do you know what? I'm an acting coach, and these kids are actors, but I'm going to get them doing some acting. So
Yeah.
watch this space.
Oh,
It could be
we,
quite fun and quite funny.
we can't wait. And then where are the funds going, I guess is the next question.
Do you know what, as well? Last season, we actually had some money left over and we put it towards a Christmas party, which was lovely. They had an amazing time. So, once again, we can't thank you enough. But yeah, we've got a series of tournaments that we're looking to do, including we're gonna try and get over to Blackpool.
Oh,
So,
wow.
so that'll
Okay.
be
Yeah.
good. To really kind of get the team together, and like you said, you know what, you really, really hammered it home. Then it was like really the perfect moment, and that is it enhances the community.
Hmm.
So when we're thinking about these tournaments and the summer and things like that, we're also going to a bunk barn. So we're actually going away for a week together as a team as well, kids and adults. And my son's DJing and everything. It's going to be so fun. But yeah, so it'll go towards the tournaments and then probably something around a social event or something like that, which would be good to kind of still keep that community together over summer.
Oh, that's fantastic. That's it, it's so great to hear. And actually, I love that it's not just going on a new kit, which obviously I know they're super important. They can't play without them, but you are just bringing these boys together. You know, I quite often find, their best friends, they're not the ones that they went to junior school with. It's the people that they are with week in, week out on the football pitch. They tend to have that lovely connection. And, my boys are now 17 and 19, but their teammates that they've had across the years, they're still in contact, even though they've all kind of moved in different directions. So,
It's like you said, it's
that's,
the memories that created, and they've got those joint memories, and
yeah,
you the best conversations you'll have over a glass of wine when you get older is can you remember when? And if you've
yeah,
got those joint memories, and if you've got those, and do you know what? As a football coach, sometimes, and we speak to other football coaches, you can start to kind of move into, right, we've got this game. How are we going to win this? What are we going to do? And actually, sometimes you just got to step back. And I'm the same. I'm guilty of this, and just go, we are creating memories, and that is the fundamental most important bit. And no coach is perfect, but you've always, I feel, got to come back to that and remind yourself of that standpoint. Genuinely, Emma.
yeah. Well, on that note, I think you've hit the nail on the head. So, well, thank you, and I really hope that this conversation that we've had today will inspire others. And we'd love kind of any of our listeners just to give us, come to us if you've got some really unique fundraising tips that you've done that have worked really, really well for your club or team. Just to let us know so we can share it with everybody, because it's a challenge for all grassroots clubs. So the more people that are talking about these different ideas and the fun things that we can do, not just typing emails and sending them out to local businesses, I think it's really, really important conversation. So yeah, thank you so much for your time, Matt. I really, really
No,
appreciate it.
thank you, Emma. Genuinely, and I think what you're doing in your business and everything is absolutely amazing.
Oh, thank you.